How are you doing, folks, and welcome back to the Chillinortherner. Yes, I know it's been a very long time since the last one. May the 20th was when the last one came out, so by the time this one gets out, it'll be like probably more than 2 months. But the garden has changed a lot over the last couple of months, and so I just want to show you, give you an update on what's going on. However, let's go and have a look. Before we get going on the chilies, folks, I want to show you some other things I've been doing. So I've got some tomatoes on the go like I did last year, but I've only got 3 this time. I think I had 6 plants last year, and I've got the names of them down here. This one's Moneymaker, which is quite a popular one in the UK. One's called Sweet Million, which is a cherry tomato. And this one is called Tumbling Tom, which is a fantastic name in itself. This one and this Tumbling Tom one is actually just a what they call like a bush tomato plant. So you've got like, you know, just sporadic kind of like a little trusses coming off it. Quite difficult to actually keep an eye on to see, like, you know, its shape and such like. But seems to be producing the fruit. Plenty more flowers on, some diddy ones there. Yeah, quite happy with that so far. What's this one called? Sweet Million. There's a truss on there. Again, these are all just green. They've only just started coming on the past week or so. And plenty more trusses going up. I've just been kind of like, as you're meant to do, you're meant to nip out the nodal growth, anything that comes out of here. So the likes of that one there, even though you got, yeah, I might leave that one actually. You kind of got two trusses coming out of one area, and another 2 here as well. That's bizarre. Well, might leave that and just see what happens. Next one is a Moneymaker, which is quite a popular one here in the UK. Not much going on with this one at the moment. A couple of tomatoes down there, but not a great deal going on so far. Over here then, I've got a cucumber on the go. Now I've already had a couple of cucumbers off this plant, and it's a small one, mini petita. I'm the first time I've really grown cucumbers, to be fair. I'm having mixed results. I've had 2 off it so far, and both of them were like roughly maybe 6 inches long. But there's all these other little ones coming on. I mean, I don't know if they're turning yellow because they're dying or what, but they may be. Some more ones, they're all up the vine. Down here is an aubergine, or eggplant as you might call them in the States. I don't know if there's anything on here quite yet, if I can just get into it. There could be one just coming on there now. And there's another flower here, but the flowers are absolutely bloody gorgeous. I mean, look at that for a flower. The aubergine flower. Beautiful. Next door to that is a pumpkin. Now it's a proper gnarly pumpkin. And again, I've only ever grown pumpkins once before when I used to have an allotment. So I thought I'd try it here. It's a smaller version. So I've got it growing up the fence. I've got this lovely big flower, which looked a bit better yesterday, but they seem to close up and come out on a daily basis, the same flower. And behind there is, I think, is going to be my first pumpkin. Hopefully that won't rot. See, the flowers died off there, so hopefully that'll be okay and it'll stick. If anybody has any suggestions or guidance on how to grow pumpkins in this kind of fashion, then please let me know. Right, chillies. Let's go into the cairns first. These are looking good. I mean, you remember, you know, I'm talking 2 months ago there, the amount of leaf curl that was actually on this plant and the one next door. The leaf curl was just phenomenal. But you can see it's all kind of like come out there now. Got loads of new growth coming on, loads of new little buds. But again, we've got some fantastic fruit. Love a cairn. So I'm quite pleased. I'm actually getting something off them this year again. The plants are quite small, I know, and I had one or two comments asking me what size plant containers I use. So these ones are all basically 7.5 litre. The only reason being is because if I end up getting, like, you know, 10, 15, 20 litre pots, then they end up like I end up not getting anything because of the way I grow things. Obviously, I'm here in my back garden. I don't have a greenhouse, so things just grow as they are to the elements or whatever seasons we're actually going through. Whether it's a crap summer or a good summer will depend on if I get a harvest or not. So yep, that's the first cairn plant with some nice pest-loving flowers down below. French marigolds. Before I go down there, we'll have a look at this other one. So this is the other cairn. The pods in this one seem to be a bit lighter than that one. Again, these are just the seeds are saved from year on year, so you know they could actually quite easily be crossbreeding with other things. There's ever such a slight, I don't know if you can see that, there's ever such a slight stripe on the fruit. I never noticed that last year, to be fair. You can see the same on this one as well, on this other one. Like a vertical stripe. Might just be the way they're grown, I don't know. I'm not going to make anything of it. So downstairs, in between the two cairns, is the one in the big pot for this year. I don't know how big this pot actually is. I'm guessing maybe 25 litres thereabouts, maybe even 30. I don't know. But it's a big clay pot, and I've had it for years. And I always end up putting something in this one. Obviously, we've got the French marigolds in there as well for the hoverflies to actually to pick up on, and hopefully lay their eggs, and then the larvae and the hoverflies lay all the pests off the chilli plants, which is, you know, the organic way of doing things, so to speak. But yeah, Thunder Mountain Longhorn has taken residency in this one, and there is, see how the long stringiness, a bit like the spaghetti chilli of last year. And I don't know if these are meant to get any longer than the spaghetti chilli, I'm not too sure, but I thought I'd give it a blast. I mean, that's quite a decent one. That's quite a good one. I'm not going to pull it too much because it'll break. Oh, this is yeah. So lots of lovely stringy chilies on there. There's absolutely loads, to be fair. Well chuffed with that one so far, and some nice flowers on as well. Some nice big flowers. They get lovely white flower on there. Loving the marigolds. They've just come quite good there this year. I struggle sometimes with them because with having marigolds in the pots, the chilies don't like to be watered a huge amount. And off this, I just want to let you know on this chili, on this particular cairn, I've lost a branch off this one. I don't know what happened. Maybe the cats jumping over the fence might have actually gone under it. But there was like I've got an odd chili there. It's just come off. So yeah, there was another branch in that one. Let's move along. So next door is, let me just pull this one out first. So these two here in the ceramic pots are supposed to be CC, which is chili chump jalapenos. Again, seeds saved from a couple of years ago. So these could have been crossbred, because these look quite. When I show you the next plant, you'll see why. So you can see they're quite long and pointy, almost cayenne-ish, like fat cayennes. You can see that there, they're quite chunky. So yeah, they're jalapenos. I've not tried them yet to see what kind of flavour, or there's a good chunky one down there as well. See, they are quite chunky, but they're also pointed. But this one here is what I'm normally used to seeing with chili chumps, jalapenos. I mean, look at these. That is a beauty. What a chunky jalapeno that is. Absolutely gorgeous. I am loving these. Lovely dark green. Absolutely bonza. Plenty of more flowers on there as well. Pods all the way around. I'll just show you this side as well. You see more pods there. Absolutely lovely. And that is the Chili Chump Jalapeno, his own brand. Right next door. I know you've been looking forward to seeing this, but I want to show you this one first. I've got two small chili plants here called Sahara Blaze. They look a bit like peri-peris, I suppose, and they're sticking up in the air. You can see that one there. Not a great deal off this one yet, although the one on the other side, which I'll show you quite now, has got loads on. See, they're all just sticking up in the air. Bit like, as I say, a bit like peri-peris. Yeah, so I'm really interested in. I mean, it looks like a beautiful. I mean, they'll go lovely in red as well. Beautiful. So this one next door, I know they're sitting in a lot of water, but I just watered them last night. So and it's been very, very hot in the UK of late. So that water will disappear quite quickly. Next door, as you'll see, is, I think this is going to be a fan favourite. This is the buenamulata. I mean, look at these chilies. Absolutely fantastic. And this is what they come out as, the beautiful vibrant purple colour. This is what they come out at straight from the get-go. And then they start turning this colour. Look at this underneath. Beautiful peachy kind of like orange colour. And then eventually they go to red, apparently. What a colour. Absolutely marvellous. And then they still retain their kind of like purple calyx, which is that bit round the top. Absolutely super smashing great. Beautiful. Right, next door on the ground is a Scotch bonnet. I've got 3 Scotch bonnets this year, because I wanted to grow try and get a different kind of phenotype. I'm not too sure if it's working out quite as I wanted it to, but you know, we'll grow them anyway. This one doesn't have a great deal of pods on it. Hello, lad. Otto coming in for a look. But yeah, the biggest one on here is down here. Just get to it. Yeah, there we go. That's the biggest Scotch bonnet on this particular plant. There's another good one in there as well. This is they almost look like lanterns. It's kind of like what I was after, really, except a more. If I can get to this one, I can't really get to this one. Well, I don't want to snap it. You can see that there anyway, I think. And keep the camera still. Lovely. So next door to that is the Testarossa. Not had a great deal off this yet. That's probably the first little chilli that's forming. These are meant to be absolutely beautiful. I mean, it's a beautiful plant. I mean, look at the colours on that. A bit like the vampire, to be fair. but it's meant to be quite a big plant. I don't know if I'm going to get much off this plant this year. This is the first time I've grown the Testarossa, and I cleared a lot of the foliage off downstairs as well. It got a bit knocked, so and the leaves got a bit damaged, so I removed them. So it'll recover, I'm sure. And we've got more buds coming on as well. You see the buds just there. But yeah, look at that colour difference. So you've got lovely green and purple veinage on the underleaves, and then this beautiful, like almost purpley blue colour on the leaf in the sun. Cracking. Right, let's get in. Here we have one of my favourites, and just by looking at this one, you know what it is. It's the vampire. I mean, what more do you want from a plant? Just a good looking plant in general. Beautiful purple flowers. I can just get that there. Purple flowers, purple stems, dark green and sometimes black leaves, and then these absolutely fantastic pods. Look at these. Again, these just come on like this. Look at those, look at all those pods. Beautiful, almost black, but very, very dark purple pods. I mean, that's just an absolutely gorgeous plant. I love it. And they taste quite nice as well. A bit sweeter than, they're a bit like, obviously, you know, they look like a bit like a cane. They look a bit like a cane. And they've got like a similar kind of heat level as a cane as well. Beautiful plant. So next door to the vampire is the ricotta Marlene. Marlene? Bit of voice there for you. Again, beautiful little flowers on these. Purple, almost like basket shaped flowers. Is that one that's out? Yeah, there we go. Look at that. Absolutely gorgeous. But these pods that are here, get these beautiful, they're only small-ish, beautiful round, obviously slightly elliptical pods on them. There's a bit of weight in that pod. But these will just go beautiful cherry red, and they're meant to be quite sweet, and they pack a good bit of heat as well. Probably more than a cane. So yeah, I've only got one ricotta Marlene. I've got another couple of ricottas further down the line, but only one Marlene. So next to the ricotta Marlene is, or was, or is the mystery plant. Now I can already tell you that this is a what do you call it, 7-pod primo. It was either going to be that or what was it going to be? I can't remember what I said months ago what this could have been. You've got like a little one down there with a little tail on it. Only got a few on so far, and but it seems to be quite a big plant, which again says to me that it's 7-pod primo, because the primo that I grew a couple of years ago did get quite big. But let's just see what happens to that one. Again, not entirely sure. It's a nice healthy big plant, to be fair. It's good. So after we move that out of the way, let's get into the Scotch bonnets. So I've got two either side here. The Scotch bonnets are looking really good. I'm really chuffed with these so far. I know they're maybe not the kind of phenotypes that I really wanted. But they're still looking decent. And I know it's a small plant, but you know, it's a 7.5 litre pot. It's not going to get too big. But anyway, as I say, I need to do that to get fruit from them. Some nice ones there at the back, actually. Yeah, I'm liking that. I'm liking that a lot. So the one on the other side, if I can just get to it without knocking stuff over. The one on the other side has some absolutely belters on it. I mean, look at this. I can just get into that one. That is a cracker of a pod. I like that. And there's another few good ones as well. I mean, look at that one there. That's another good one. Beautiful pods. Next door to the Scotch bonnets are two more ricotta plants, but this one is ricotta Costa Rica. Again, they look a very similar shape to the ricotta marlene. They kind of have the same flowers, which is absolutely lovely. It's they both plants seem to want to spread, widthwise instead of growing high. They want to spread width, which is I've never grown these before ever, but they're nice. They're good looking little pods, and they've got some, as I said before, they've got some weight in these little pods. So I imagine they're probably going to be crammed with seeds. And these are capsicum pubescence, which I think is the genus, and they have black seeds inside. So when they're nice and ripe, you get obviously the lovely red flesh, thick-walled as well, thick-walled peppers with black. That's again where the weight's coming from. Thick-walled flesh, and they have black seeds inside, which is absolutely cracking. So. This is the other ricotta marlene next door, which I don't think is doing as well. Plenty of flowers on, but not very many pods. And next door to that is another buenamulata, which is just sitting nicely in the corner here. Loads of little fruit on. Some of them are large, some of them are small. Maybe because like where it is, I'm not too sure, it's not getting full sunshine in this corner. But no, looking good all the same. Nice and curly. So folks, last but not least is next door to the overwintered plants is the Jamaican jerk. I've got two of these plants grown. Quite chuffed with the way they're growing so far. I'm just starting to get some lovely and some very strange phenotypes on there. That basically this is a habanero, but like a lower Scoville rated habanero, but they're getting some lovely shapes on them, shapes that I'm not used to actually seeing with a habanero. Let's just see how that goes. The other Jamaican jerk is over here. This is the other Jamaican jerk, which looks more like it should do, really. That kind of like heavy ribbon in the pods. Get that off there. Yeah, so that's how they should really look like, just in there. So that's the garden update so far. What I've got coming up as well is I like to do this now and again. So I know obviously I've got a couple of friends that are in YouTube as well, and I have done an Ouija Brothers one before. That's the more spooky side of YouTube, which I also still find myself in. So you may or may not have heard of a chap that I've referenced before called Beto Gets Scared. So I was chatting to him just the other day, and he mentioned, he says, "This would be nice if you can, like, if you could maybe do me like, a Beto Gets Scared themed hot sauce, and your company make your hot sauce as well." I says, "That's not a bad idea, to be honest, mate." I says, "I'll definitely look into that." So I am going to do that, and I'm going to use I'm going to do a buffalo sauce, and I'm going to make it a Beto Gets Scared one. Obviously, the name of it will be released at a later date, but I've got a few names bantered around. Names in the comments if you feel like adding one to the tombola. But yeah, I'm basically going to do a buffalo sauce for Beto, and I'm going to use the cairns, I'm going to use the scotch bonnets, and maybe even those Sahara Blaze chilies in there as well. So yeah, that'll give it a damn good taste. Plenty of garlic in there, plenty of butter, and it's going to be absolutely superb. So that's what we're going to do there. Also, to let you know, Beardo and his lovely wife did a taste testing, a hot wing taste testing video on his second channel called Beardo's Man Cave. I'll link it in the description down below. But 2 of my sauces are featured in it. And his wife Kelly is and Dale, who's Beardo, do a great job of actually going through these things, and it's just quite, I just find it quite funny, that's all. And it's very, very nice to have your own sauces mentioned in there as well. So many thanks for that, Dale and Kelly. Fantastic job on the video, and I say I'll link the video details if you want to watch that down below. Aside from that, that is this July update done, and I shall see you guys very, very soon. Ta-ta!